Hey guys, my name is Ismas and welcome to Top Channel 1-on-1. Today we're going to be looking at these amazing Japanese building assets that you can freely download on Gumroad. I'll be leaving all the links in the description. These were provided by Gene Brush, who has a YouTube channel which is dedicated to anime stuff, and you can check it out if you are interested in such content. His shaders, his building are really superb, and if you go to his Gumroad page, you can see that he provides a bunch of free anime content, and it's all production level content. I'm convinced that he works in an anime studio somewhere in Japan that creates professional level artwork, because his content is top notch. You can see he has some free assets here, packages, and some paid versions. What we're going to be looking at is this version 1 of the GGB building, version 1. But yeah, I'm going to leave all the links if you want to check out his stuff. When you download the project file, this is what you get, and it comes with a bunch of buildings. Just look at how that looks. I think it looks really amazing. Also, I think looks great in cycles. Yeah, very well detailed buildings. Now, what you can do if you want to make a city out of this, all you have to do is just select this building. In the outliner, you will see this city drawer. Select the curve editor, tab to edit mode, and select the drawer and just draw a line. And you can see a bunch of buildings spawn on that curve. If you select the building again, you can increase the count. So I can go back to the curve, go to edit mode, and just draw again to turn this into a nice city. So if I go to the camera view, you can see how easily that turns into. So yeah, and if you select the buildings again, you can play with the seed to get a different look. I've added my own functionality to add some of the banners. If you look at these buildings, they have a few banners on them. That's functionality I've added myself. It has this free package, free billboards, anime billboards that you can download on his Gum page. So I did that, downloaded those. So what I did, I just copied them and I just added some functionality to be able to just place them on the side of the building. To match them, maybe let me show you that quickly, because it's non-functionality you get with his setup. One thing you will notice is that when you try to move any of the buildings, they just snap in a very weird way. So turn off snapping there and turn off snapping in geometry nodes, so that things move around smoothly if you don't want the snapping. So I want to bring in the banners. Yeah, let me just paste them in here. Create a collection, call them billboards. Just wanted to show off how you can just add a little bit of extra functionality in case you need it. So yeah, we want to be able to instance the banners on the side of the building. So what I'm going to do is just create a new collection here. I'm just going to drag all the buildings into this collection. Let's preview this collection. Let me reset children's like that. So we have this. So we have a mashup of the buildings. I'm just going to scale them down to the same size as the other buildings. I'm going to use a point. So just create a single point like that. Then instance on points, and I just use this as an instance. Turn on pick instance so that we just see one. I can use a random value, the random node, to create a random integer. Plug that into the index, and every time I change this seed, I get a different value. The max value should be the number of buildings you have in your collection, so about 10. Now you can see now I can easily randomize the building I want. So now we have a building like this, and we can randomize its position. So what we can do is bring in the billboards. I'm just going to grab this collection, and we want to instance them randomly as well. But first, let's place them somewhere on the building. And to do that, we're going to use a bounding box. This is going to give us a volume of the object like that. And it also gives us the minimum and maximum values of the object. So what we're going to do is use some points. Actually, we want just a single point. And we're going to instance our billboards on that point using the instance on points. So something like this. If we look at this, you can see all our billboards are there. Just scale them up a bit. And I also separate and reset children. And rotate, I think rotate the billboards on 90 degrees like that, so that they're facing the right direction. Now we want to use this minimum maximum value to position our billboards onto the buildings. So we're going to use a set position here and just use the maximum as the new position. If it doesn't work, just make sure you realize instances here. And now you can see that our billboard is up there. Again, we want to use 1 point. Make sure we want to use one instance. So make sure you have pick instance so that we have one. And I'm also going to bring back our building with a join geometry here and connect the instances there. So you can see now our billboard is always placed at the maximum point of our building. So if I scale up the building, you can see it's like that. And I think I want to rotate it 90 degrees on the Z. Yeah, as well. So something like that. If I switch the building, you can see this billboard will always be 90 degrees up. But that also creates a risk that this building is going to be in space like that. So what I'm going to do is come here onto this vector that is giving us the position and use vector math with the operation of multiply to just make sure this is set to 1. That means our billboard is at 100% of the height. So if I reduce this to maybe 0.9, that means it's at 90% of the building height. So if we change the building again, you see this is always going to be attached 90% at 90% of the height, or whatever percentage we set here. I also want it to not float on the x-axis, so I want it to be around there. Then maybe push it a bit on the, yeah, I think that's okay. So I can change the building, and the billboard attachment will always be somewhere around there. Another thing I could do is also just randomize the billboard by just using a random value with is it an integer for the index. And you can see now the billboard is over there. Now I can scale up, I can change the seed to get a different billboard like that, which is nice. Maybe scale this up even further. So you can switch the building. Now you can even expose these seed values. And now you have a new asset where you can randomize the building and randomize the billboard, which is nice. If you love procedural stuff, you may want to check out Procedural Alice, which is another building generator that creates more of a realistic building with different parameters you can play with. And you can create an entire street out of this with hanging wires and so on. All links are going to be in the description.